When I thought about who I was gonna marry, it was not gonna be somebody with debt. I was very much against anybody with debt, which was strange because I had a lot of debt. So I guess I just wanted to walk into, you know, somebody who was gonna take care of all my problems. But I fell in love with this guy and then found out that he had a lot of debt too, surprise. So we were kind of like, oh, we have a lot of debt together. We can combine our income and, you know, make a lot of money together, but we also have a lot of debt to tackle. So it was a little bit daunting in the beginning. I think that we had about, what?
75, 80,000 probably.
Debt together, yeah.
Credit, like about, was it like a dozen credit cards?
We had 13 credit cards between us. So I remember getting my ledger out and I got the credit card accounts and I started writing them all down, and I was like, every time I kept putting one on there, I was like, do you know we have 13 credit cards? I mean, and some of them were just like little things, you know, Best Buy and different like JCPenney or different shopping stores or things like that. And some of them didn't have huge balances, some of them did. But then we had student loan as well. Just trying to think about how we're gonna change that. It was just daunting. I don't think that we made a lot of progress in the beginning because it was overwhelming. I remember in particular laying down and at night and just feeling like this heavy pressure on my chest and just feeling like the debt was just overwhelming. And even when I wasn't thinking about anything else, it would come back, and it just this feeling of heaviness, like we're never gonna get out from under it.
And then her mom had heard Dave Ramsey on the radio, and I think maybe you had shared your concerns with her, and she's like, oh, he's got this book, you guys should check this out.
Yeah.
So grabbed the book, and we started out like it was gonna be, okay, we'll read a chapter, you'll read a chapter one night before bed, before we go to bed, and I'll read the chapter the next night. Well, we read the first chapter, and then I took it to work.
And then a couple days later, he comes home with a binder with a picture on the front of a gazelle.
Just to be able to keep track of our expenses and kind of, as you start the baby steps, and okay, well, here's our goals, and here's what we need to conquer, and this is the order that we're going to conquer them, and to be able to keep track of that.
And he was like ready to go. And I was like, woo, okay, you really took this seriously. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was 100% ready for the level he was ready to go to, but we went to it.
If you listen to Dave and you read in the book, you talk about people, you know, it's, okay, yeah, you got to tackle this debt, and the only way to really do that is with income. And so I have, you know, white collar job, and I get a salary, I can't work extra, I can't get overtime or anything like that. So I started delivering pizzas every night, Pizza Hut. So
yeah, he would come home with his breadsticks every night. But he did it, and it was hard because Daddy wasn't there in the evening, but I knew that he was working really hard for our family. And, you know, even if he didn't make a bajillion dollars delivering pizzas, it was just the fact that he did it that made such a huge impact on our family. And then we signed up for an actual class. We took it at one of the churches in town, and that was great. We met some awesome people who were on the same journey as we were, and we felt like we could be authentic and vulnerable and just talk about what was going on. And it was a really, really good experience. We learned a lot. We continued doing it. And then finally, I think we had a little setback like in there where we weren't quite as intentional, but then we got right back on it. So altogether, what did it take us?
Around 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Roughly, and about $80,000.
That was amazing. When we actually sent out our Christmas cards that year, and that was at the bottom, we're debt free in all caps, you know, other than our house. We had everything else paid off, and it was just the most amazing thing. Since that time, we're still working on keeping our 3 to 6 month savings together. We've used it several times, used part of it. But I think that was the point. You know, we didn't have to go back into debt for these major emergencies that we had in our family. We had some issues with, we had 1 year where we ended up paying a lot more taxes than we thought we were gonna have to pay, and we're able to just write a check. And that was such a good feeling. I remember being so devastated about that, and you saying, but look, we wouldn't have been able to do this before. And I was like, that's so true.
We were able to loan money to family members and help family that needed help, that We would have just
Yeah.
kind of not been able to do anything to help them if it hadn't been for
Yeah.
getting our act together.
You know, it helped us become more disciplined in several areas of our life, you know, even outside of money. I think it made our relationship stronger. It helped us kind of come together on things in our marriage. Before we did the bills separately, I mean, we went through phases. I started out in the beginning doing the bills, then I gave them to him. He gave them back to me. I mean, we'd gone through different phases in our life. And so now we do the bills together. And so, you know, we have a budget meeting and we tell the kids, hey, leave us alone. We're having our budget meeting, and we get on the same page, and it's really good. We just think it would be a great opportunity for anybody who wanted to get involved. It's, you know, no judgment, and a great way to stay accountable and meet a group of people who are on the same journey with you. So come and join us.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to, like Dave would say, learn to live like no one else so that you can live like no one else. And, you know, if you've got children, it's a great way to set an example for them and teach them, you know, and so that they don't have to maybe go through the struggles that you did.
Yeah, it's required reading in our home now before you graduate. The Total Money Makeover.